Hi folks, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. This is the July Lioness. This is JL, the July Lioness even. And you're watching episode 6 of The Sims 3 Create a World from Scratch. Woo, rainy today. Okay, so this episode I did it a couple nights ago. I lay down community lots, and I also put in some lighting, like street lights and traffic signs like stop and, well, no, there are no stop signs in The Sims, but there's a caution and speed limit and yield, and those are the ones I put in. So let's go. Here we are, tra-la-la. What are we gonna do? I think it's time to put in Peace Beach, a community lot. That was the one where I was going to add side-by-side residentials, then I decided they needed a beach. So yeah, here we are. Just arriving. That little white thing is, I think, a fish spawner, so that'll be perfect. So they should be able to wade out into the water a little bit and fish, or maybe fish from the shore and maybe swim. That is my desire. So lay me down some grid goodness. Yeah. And I want a little yellow bordered lot, if you please. And we need to catch enough of the water so that they can still swim in it. I mean, I guess they would if it's not too deep, but I wanted it all to be on the lot. Maybe I can soften up that ledge so they can wade a little bit. You know, the slope I think is kind of steep. Okay, and right now I'm typing in the name. There's a little drop down menu that doesn't record, but if the cursor kind of sits off to the left for a little bit, that means I'm filling in information for something. So I was typing in, I think selecting that it was a community lot, basically. Okay, now we're going over to Business Hub District. And we're going to put some business community lots down. And I was reading about community lots because they confused the heck out of me with all the subtypes, which don't work, which sort of work and sort of don't work. And so I had read that you could put several rabbit hole buildings all on the same lot, and I thought that sounded like a good idea, and I actually saw James Turner do it when he built Luna Island. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm putting down as many large 64 by 64s as will fit so that I can cluster my rabbit hole buildings. I also read that the ambitions career lots are kind of a different animal. Yeah, I don't know exactly why that goes blue. Maybe it takes a little bit of time to load in or something. Those little white circles are spawners. It looks kind of like a starry night. Yeah, lot subtypes, very confusing. People think that when Ambitions, which was apparently the second expansion pack, when that came along, they had to redo interactions on the lots, of course. So any of the new community lots that came from Ambitions, and I have them all written down, but not with me, but like the firehouse and the salon parlor and the junkyard. Let's see, firehouse, salon, junkyard. I think there was another one. But you know, any of those new ones, they were kind of different. So they had to change. They had to give specific behavior according to whatever the lot was. If it was an Ambitions lot. So like the firehouse had to have its own subtype. So I think what you can do is you can make your own firehouse lot, and you go into build by out and go into community objects where all of the other base game rabbit holes are. And there is a firehouse in there. There might even be two, I'm not sure. So you can do it that way, but you will need to use the subtype that you get only in CAW, firehouse. So another thing that I found easier to do was when you're not in CAW, if you're in edit in game, just set up your lots as only residential or only community, and don't mess with the subtypes at all. So then when you go into edit in game, go into the library, into community lots, and there is already made a firehouse lot and tattoo parlor salon lot. All the Ambitions lots are already made there. They're already set up properly, and I just used those. They were landscaped and everything, and you know, you can always change this, like the bushes and you know, the stuff around there, but you know, there's a nice building all set up, and I don't know why. Really, how can that be considered a rabbit hole? Because they actually go inside it and interact with it. So it's just, I don't know, it's different somehow. So I figured using the pre-made lots in the library, when you actually edit the world, edit town, when you do edit town, they're in the library for community lots. It's a lot safer. You know that's going to work. And that's for people who, you know, don't have CAW. So anyway, so here I'm trying to make a kind of a beach area out of this place that looks out on Shark Tooth Rock. But I wanted to get it, I don't want them going onto that ridge area there on the left, that kind of speckled section. So I'm trying to create a lot that uses as much space as possible. And all of the lots are always square. So it's trying to figure out how much of a square I can carve out of this area. And I would like it to be parallel to that little stone wall, but that didn't work, of course. So here I got a little piece of the ridge. I'm not sure if I went with that one or not. And that little white thing is a spawner. I think it spawns meteorites or something. So yeah, that's not bad. That kind of clips the ridge a tiny bit, but that's okay. So now I'm trying to carve out another piece. So I'm getting my grid parallel to the road. And I'll take out a long section of it. It's not going to clip the one I just laid down. So there will be sections of this that won't actually be a lot. So when I go to place like benches and stuff, I won't be able to do the whole thing. So that looks pretty good. And I like the way I colored that, put all of that gold color around, because it really looks more natural that way. I was just doing it because I was just kind of having fun. So I like the way it just kind of, I think it works. I really like it. So now I want them to be able to maybe swim out or take their sailboat out to the rock, to their big landmark, their big claim to fame. Look, we have a rock that looks like a shark's tooth in our world. Come on and see, tourists. Whee! So of course the tourists need to be able to go out and visit Shark Tooth Rock. So I'm making it into a lot. So then when you go to the map, you should be able to select it as a community lot that you can visit. So it's a matter of, it's hard to see my lines against the blue ocean. Now that didn't work because I didn't get enough of the rock into it, and it seemed to have like split it or something. It's strange. And I have to be careful because I'm right at the edge of the map. So I have to redo this one. Try to just move it. So that was kind of messy. For one thing, this is very uneven terrain, but I don't exactly want to smooth out the ocean, I don't know if I can, actually. Actually, if you look at it, the water part is quite flat except for where it hits the shore and rocks and stuff. Okay, so you go around the back of it, make sure you've got the back half, and then pull it over the front of it. That should include all of it. It's hard to see this little blue outline box. Take it so far, and there are parts of the shore that I don't want to include. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we'll have to do another section going up to the shore. Those lots are too close together. You have to have them 1 square apart. And this game does half squares as well. Well, it's not really a half a square. A full square is actually 2 full-size blocks with dark borders, but they are actually divided into halves, which is the odd numbers. So you can have a 51 by 49 lot if you want. Okay, so there's the shore. That's kind of pretty. Now, what are we going to do? Say, L, what is your next plan? Looks like we're looking at the district, the biz district. Okay, yeah, we're going to put in some more community lots, I think. So I want them up against the mountain. However, mountains cause camera issues towards the back. It makes you the camera kind of bounces around. So when you get to the back side of a building, the camera gets a little fussy. It bounces around a lot. Which is why it's nice to just plonk a little rabbit hole down there and not have to fuss with trying to paint the back side of the building and have the camera want to jump up to the top of the mountain every 5 seconds. So we're going to put some community lots for rabbit holes. I think that's where I eventually put the fire station lot that I pulled out of the library. Ready-made. Perfect. And I also did the same with the tattoo and the salon lot, which is 2 lots together, and the junkyard. So all of the Ambition's career lots, I think they're all kind of next to each other. Oh, consignment store. I couldn't remember what the other lot was. So that's not actually one that you can work at, but I like the consignment store. That's where you would sell your, sell your inventions. And what else? Well, buy random stuff at the consignment store. Like in real life. Strangely enough, like in real life. So it starts out as the blue border, which is a residential lot, and then it defaults to a residential lot. So you have to go into this invisible to camera drop-down menu and change it to a community lot so that the border is yellow. Okay, so now we're trying to get as big a one as possible. I think that's a 64 by 32 or something like that. I would speed these videos up, except I can't do it. I have Movie Maker. You used to be able to speed up the video, but that option has been removed. And I looked at the time-lapse choice in editing your videos on YouTube, and that actually speeds up the entire video, not just sections of it. So the sound would be all messed up as well. So I just don't have fancy recording software or a gaming computer or a gaming mouse or anything. I'm doing all this on my little laptop. good old movie maker. Nothing fancy. I'm not James Turner with 1 million subscribers who's had this channel for 9 years. This channel is about 1 year old and I have 11 subscribers. So, slightly different. I'm also twice his age, but that doesn't make it. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, that's not a bad lot, except I get all hung up in the trees, so really what's the point of doing that? If I put smaller lots, then I can get at least something and that's not a rabbit hole. Like I can make it a little park or just a little place to sit or something. Just a little tiny place to put a bench and a trash can. Or a vendor's stand would be fun. Yeah. I don't like the festival grounds, and I hate being notified. The Summerfest, da 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 da. I just think that's a yawn. So I probably won't add any festival grounds. But I do like some of the items on the festival grounds, like the food vendors. I like the food vendors in Sims 4 too. And you can put those booths wherever you want. So I could maybe set up a little food booth in a park or something like that I made myself. Because you can never, you can never have too many places to eat, right? Right. And the pizza guy doesn't always show up. And who knows about your Sims cooking skills? How many times have they burned up the kitchen? And it's funny, there are stoves that have uneven heat. Actually, my stove has uneven heat. It's because the burners aren't level, and it's a very old stove, and so I have a hard time frying anything. It takes a long time for the burner to heat up, and then, oh, hello, Sky. We'll be back in a minute. Sorry. My mouse goes crazy sometimes. Here we are. Yeah, where I live now, if I cook on the stove too long, it sets off the smoke alarm. So I love my microwave. I tried to bake something one time when I first moved here and the smoke alarm went off. I'm like, oh my God. So embarrassing, because those things are loud. And I'm grateful to have a stove. It's a nice place to put stuff. That's about all I use it for. Okay, what are we going down here for? Oh, we're just looking around. Okay, I'm looking, seem to be following the roads or something. So those are all the residential lots over there in Tundra. You can tell by the blue borders. What are we doing, JL? Okay, that was interesting. Okay, this looked like a really nice little commercial lot for something, and then when I tried to put something there, it wouldn't place. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Oh, okay, I think I was looking at the roads, because now we're going to start lighting up this joint. Hooray! So we're done with the terraforming, now we're decorating. So it's Streetlights for everyone. Now I'm just picking out my type of streetlight. And it's amazing to see how huge everything actually is. How teeny the streetlight is. That's pretty nice looking soil there. I like the detail in that. Sand. Pretty nice sand. And you can see it blends very nicely, that gold and the light color. I think it looks good. Especially when you have maybe a house sitting over some of it, it'll look I think it'll look quite realistic. And then you're going to paint a driveway in maybe over that too, so just parts of it will show. Okay. So I must be looking, okay, let's turn these. These are difficult to turn because you think you're turning it clockwise and it actually spins counterclockwise, and you get halfway around and then it flips back again. You can't clone them. You have to place them one by one because it's an old program. So I was thinking about saying how you have to place your trees one by one, and in City Skylines they have a brush for that. No, not here. No brushes here. Probably too advanced. City Skylines is what came out in just when I started gaming, so that'd be around 2015. So that's quite a pretty new game. I remember there was a lot of fuss about it on Steam. Oh, it's a brand new game, City Skylines. I'm like, well, I think I'll check that out. Lag City. I never could get that stupid road tool to cooperate. And of course, time is money. And I think I got voted worst mayor like 5 times or something. That stupid chirper thing complaining about me. Oh, it was awful. Okay. Now look how Shark's Tooth rock is split. It's got a cavity. I saw it. It was normal. When you zoom closer, the points converge, but from distance, it's got a V in the top of it. Okay, so now no, not quite. Yeah, okay, so good to know that as you get closer, it does take its normal shape. Figured it would. It's just a camera distance thing. So we're just gonna sprinkle some streetlights around, like the way I sprinkled trees around. You don't want to overdo because, first of all, it would take forever and you would never be finished, so you'd never actually get to play in your world. You'd spend 5 years decorating it. Secondly, you can do all that so much more easily in the actual game. So this is building the default game, like I said, so that this stuff will always be present in the game. This is the new crest. Houses may come and go, but streetlights are forever. Spawners. I think in the next video I added effects, which are And then in the video after that, which I've recorded but haven't edited at all, I added the routing paint, so that's kind of interesting to watch. And most recently, I actually built some houses. I built the gymnasium. I love the name of it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I build it. I'll name it then. I haven't told you the name of this world yet. That's my big reveal. My pretty spruce and fir trees here. So I figured this might be like a, I don't know, a jogging path or something back here. Hopefully no zombies will emerge from the woods. There is no zombie spawner. There isn't a spawner for Sims. Just fish and beetles and inanimate stuff. Just thinking. Walking my street lamp. It is kind of interesting to go from terraforming into things that are the inner workings of the game. I find that interesting. So after I finish narrating, I'll pick out some music to throw under here. I hope I find something fun. I get those from the YouTube audio library. And so you know they are okay to use. They're YouTube approved. And there's a pretty good variety of them. I actually like to go into children's music, surprisingly. And that's where I found a bunch of really nice, happy songs. Because this is one boring video without the music. Not gonna lie. It's informative. It's informative. James, of course, put his on high speed because you young folks are so impatient. Just kidding. Actually, I doubt there's anybody under 40 watching this. Because I'm not in... I don't think I'm among the 25-year-olds. I don't think 25-year-olds watch my videos. I don't think 25-year-olds know about my videos. You know, they've probably been talking on social media and texting all their lives. And to me, it's still a new thing. So I don't have 80 million Twitter followers. I remember when, I think it was Ellen DeGeneres first started talking about this new program. It's called Twitter. And you send out these really short messages. They call them tweets. Yeah, I remember her talking about that. I don't watch Ellen anymore. That's how long ago that was. Okay, I believe we are down at the pass. Looks like we're at the pass. And I could put guardrails up, but I don't like the way they look. And they don't really, obviously they don't serve a function. So if they go off the cliff and into the river, then they shouldn't have been drinking, right? Probably texting while driving, that's illegal. Nah, Sims don't have car crashes. It would be interesting if they could. Interesting for storytelling, you know. But that's for some other game. Okay, I'm walking my street lamp. Come on down the road. Oops, into the basement. Ah, too close. Yeah, that's great, but I can't see where I'm putting it. Did it again. Oh, come on. So anytime I have to like cover a distance in this software, I have to spin around sideways and move using the A and D keys. Because I just have a regular mouse, I don't have a gaming mouse. I suppose you don't have to do that if you have a gaming mouse, which is like, what, three central buttons or something? I don't know. I just have the little dial and the 2 panels, and that's all I have to work with. So whenever I have to get over to a certain area, I have to get my angle just right and then flop around sideways and move like a crab to get where I need to get. So if it looks a little sloppy, I apologize. But I'm not going to sit here and chop out all the messy stuff. If this were machinima, yeah, but not with this sort of overview video. I do need to link the tutorial to these videos, because that did help me a lot. It actually gave me the courage to attempt to do this. So there are parts in the tutorial that are a little confusing, to me anyway. But wow, this girl wrote this. There's among many others that this girl wrote out this tutorial for CAW back in 2011 or so, maybe before then. And I was announced to a Facebook Sims group that I was going to do create a world, and some very nice person gave me the link to the tutorial, and I thanked them profusely. I was so happy. Wow, because it's pretty thorough. There are instructions that come with create a world, but they're so vague. You know, they're really, they tell you just enough to confuse you, and they make it sound like, oh, this is such a simple program. Oh, you just simply do this and simply do that, but they don't tell you where to find the thing that enables you to simply do that. A lot of holes in the instructions. So obviously other simmers noticed that and decided, once they figured out what needed to be done, they were kind enough to share what they had learned with future slobs who were going to be so frustrated that they would give up on Create a World. So hats off to all you tutorial writers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are lighting up the place. Figure each house lot should have half a street light close by. But of course the houses themselves will have lights in the yard, so they don't have to be right on the property. But there should be some along the roads, all areas of the road. It'd be cute if they had a deer crossing sign in the game. I put a few of those out, but I don't think they do. Some of these lots are so small that anybody could afford them, like that little 25 by 25 right there. Little bitty house, but you make it a townhouse. You go vertical. Just make sure you've got a space for the car and the trash can in the mailbox, and then the rest of it can be the house. And you can go up 3 floors anyway. Once you get to the 4th floor, the camera starts getting to be a pain. It jumps around too much. But 3 is pretty good. You can make a basement too, but in this game, make sure you do your basement first, because it's a real pain. Oh, and you can't use a foundation. Well, you can make that's the problem, is a house with a foundation in Sims 3 is very difficult to add a basement to. It can be done, but not by me. I think you need to you do the basement first, is it? I don't know. I'll have to play around with that, because it would be nice to have basements in these houses. Especially a little one like the little 25 by 25 we were just looking at. Okay, now I believe it's time for road signs. And then we'll be done for this episode, which is a bit long, but the music will relax you. Maybe not too much. Don't fall asleep. Well, fall asleep if you need to. It's okay. It means you needed to sleep. And then you can watch it again when you're feeling refreshed. I've been told I have a soothing voice. Maybe I should do hypnosis. You are getting sleepy. Like I say, feel free to speed me up. I might cut it down, the speed of it might cut down the time of the video a bit. Or just tell yourself, I'm going to sit and relax for half an hour. What a concept. I guess all you guys are watching this on your phones. I never do that. I just use my laptop. Can't stand cell phones. Can't stand smartphones. I think they're just a bad idea. Phones should have been left hardwired. You can hardwire a phone into your car. Cars could come with phones. They used to. People with money, they'd have a phone installed. Have the phone in the back of the car so you cannot talk on the phone while you're driving. Phones would be for passengers only. You need to talk on the phone, you pull your phone off the road, you park it in a parking lot, climb into the back seat and gab away. Or your passenger can gab away while you drive along. But to have phones that you can carry around is a stupid, dangerous idea. Yeah, I like that curvy road sign, because it definitely is. But here's where my curvy road blocked out my speed limit sign, so I had to fix it. I'll fix it. Give me a minute, I'll fix it. It's a lot easier to plant the sign and spin it around instead of spinning the camera around. But I had to spin the camera around this time so I could fix my sign. See? Okay, it's a curvy road, but what's behind there? And it's hard for me to move stuff. Easier just to delete it and put it again. Yeah, you could put a guardrail there if it curves correctly. There's only like one curved guardrail that you would have to plant instead of draw. Okay. And the signs will slow you down. You know something's wrong in the middle of the night. And when you find yourself running over something, fall asleep at the wheel, whatever. So there we go, pumping down the hill. It's an interesting road. I did kind of like drive it. Once I got into edit in game, I kind of drove it, and it's a very interesting street. Lots of curves, lots of hills. Fun. And I actually did make it across this bridge, but it was just the camera, so I don't know. But it did kind of bump up at the lip. Very interesting. I filmed it, you'll see. Yeah, I'm just walking my sign here. I think that's a speed limit sign. I found a yield sign that was great, so I placed that at the intersections, but I didn't film that part. So we're about done with this video. Coming in at 45 minutes right now. Probably going to be a little closer to 50. So once I'm done, I will dig out some fun music. So this has been JL. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Have a fantastic day. Bye.